So in a previous video, I was talking about the fact that Nintendo, in one of their trailers for the GameCube Classics, it shows at the very end that the GameCube controller is only compatible to Nintendo Switch 2, GameCube Classics or whatever. And there was a whole thing, right? Because everyone's like, oh, see, you can't even use this controller in other games. You could use the other controllers, whatever. But I don't know, there's this whole thing. In that video, I said, I guarantee you that you can use this controller in other games, just like the other, Nintendo Classics controllers. But Nintendo, as they always say, you're not technically you can't, because it's not. They can't guarantee that there's like full functionality with all of the games on Nintendo Switch. For example, if you try to use some of these games or controllers with, like, let's say Super Mario Odyssey, which requires certain kind of controls, you can't really do it with some of these controllers. So that's kind of just what really it is. But Nintendo actually confirmed to Nintendo Life that you can use it with other games. Let's go check out the article right now. If you do enjoy this kind of content, leave a like, subscribe for more, do a variety of Nintendo-based content, and all that good stuff. All right, so this is what they're saying. So there's been a whole thing. The simple question Nintendo Life asked straight up: Can you confirm if new Switch GameCube controller will work on the original Switch, and if it will be usable with games outside of the Nintendo GameCube Classic Games app? So there's two questions here. Nintendo replied to Nintendo Life: the Nintendo GameCube controller is designed for use with the Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics collection of games and is an optional way to play those games. Since it doesn't have all the buttons and features found in other controllers that can be used with the Nintendo Switch 2 system, there may be some issues when playing other games. The Nintendo GameCube controller can only be used on Nintendo Switch 2 and is not compatible to Nintendo Switch. So two things we're getting out of this. Number one, it's not going to work on your original Switch. It's something that was designed to work with the Switch 2. There's a whole other topic in that. Some people are saying the GameCube games could run on the Switch 1. Others are arguing, no way, it wouldn't be able to do it. It's just a CPU issue. We're not getting into that in this video. The point is it's only going to work on the Switch 2. And then the other thing that they're saying is, yeah, because it doesn't have all the buttons and features found in, the other controllers, the actual Switch 2 controllers that can be used with the Nintendo Switch 2 console, there may be some issues. But they said you can still try. You can still go ahead and try. Now, that kind of brings me back to my original point, is that I think this controller will definitely be able to be used with Smash Bros. Ultimate. Why? Because we can use the wired GameCube controller in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate through the actual adapter. And of course, we know it's confirmed we can use that adapter with the Switch 2, so we can use the GameCube controllers with the adapter with the Switch 2. So it would literally make no sense if you could not use this wireless GameCube controller, Nintendo Classics controller. So I'm pretty sure, it's safe to say that I don't see why why you'd have any compatibility issues, since like I said, you can use it for that game. The question is, how is it going to work in other games? Well, I don't know. What other games would you like to try to use this GameCube controller in? In terms of Super Mario Sunshine on the, Super Mario All-Stars collection, that version, I'm sure, again, you can do it the same way you did with the wired GameCube controller. I think the big thing that most people want to use it for is Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then the last thing I want to mention is, of course, well, if you do want to get this controller, how do I get it? When can I get it? When can I pre-order it? Because, again, we can pre-order all the other Switch 2 stuff, but this one's coming at a later date. A little bit later date, in about a couple weeks from now, on Nintendo's website, in fine print at the very bottom of the page of the GameCube controller for the Nintendo Switch 2, it actually says that from May 8th, at the time of recording this, it's currently April 29th, so just over a week from now, May 8th, 2025 to May 12th, 2025, you're going to have limited to Nintendo Switch 2 early purchase access invitation recipients. So it'll be an early access period. Starting after that, on the 13th, it's going to be open to paid Nintendo Switch online membership holders. So again, anyone who's getting the Nintendo Switch 2 early purchase access invitation. What does that mean? If you signed up to get an invitation to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 console off of Nintendo's website, those people between the 8th and the 12th, you're going to have early access to be able to pre-order the GameCube controller. And if you don't have an invitation to that, well, then it's going to open up to all paid Nintendo Switch Online membership holders on the 13th of May. And again, it's limit one purchase per Nintendo account. So let me know if you plan to pick this thing up. I obviously want to to get it. I love the GameCube controller. I remember the Wavebird back in the day. Having a wireless version would be really, really good, I think. So I definitely wanted to try to snag this one as well. But let me know if you plan to pick it up and what games you would like to try to use this for that are, you know, not the actual Nintendo Switch 2 GameCube Classics games. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you guys soon in another one. And until then, game on. See you guys later.